As I was saying, if you've been in Arizona for very long, chances are you have heard of Travis Walton.
Yeah, more of a serious kind of an alien case here. He and 6 buddies were involved in probably the most publicized and investigated alien abduction case in history. There have been books, a movie was made. We'll show you little clips from this movie here. And 21 years after the incident, all 7 men stick to their story. And what a story it is.
They were humanoid, small, large heads, very large eyes.
Travis Walton says he's lived through an experience that very few of us could even imagine. It all started right here in this forest near the Mogollon Rim. The date was November 5th, 1975. 7 forestry workers on their way home after a tough day on the job. They're driving down the mountain, they make a turn, and they see a very bright light.
We come around the trees, and it was just so distinct that one of the guys in the back yelled out, "It's a spaceship."
The main body of it was luminous. It was giving off kind of a whitish, orange, yellowish sort of color. Real hard to describe because a very strange, eerie sort of light.
Stop, Mike! Stop the truck! Travis, then just 22 years old, got out of the truck. He walked towards the craft. It started humming and moving slightly. And in a Channel 10 story taped more than 20 years ago, Travis describes what happened next.
So I jumped down behind this log right here, which was up higher. And I jumped down like this, and I raised up, and I turned to go.
That's when the men say Travis was hit by something from the craft.
A very strong, powerful beam of energy of some kind hit him. And, you know, like in the head and chest area here, and it just blew him backwards, blew him up in the air and backwards, just like as if a grenade or an explosion had gone off in front of him.
His friends thought Travis was dead.
When he was hit by the beam, well, we took off, went up the road here.
That's the question. Why'd you leave?
I think if you'd have been here, you would know that. We all fled in terror.
For them, the encounter was over. For Travis, it had just started. He says he woke up on a sort of examining table, and it wasn't long before he saw the beings who put him there.
When I finally got where I could see and I saw these creatures, I just flipped out. I just became totally hysterical. I just went wild. And I knocked them away from me, and I started screaming.
He describes them as small, humanoid, with large heads and big dark eyes.
And probably the most difficult thing for me were those eyes, because they just seemed to look right into me in a way that I just found very hard to bear. For months, for a long time afterward, that was one of the things that really dominated my nightmares, was being looked at in that way.
Meanwhile, the 6 other men in the group reported what they saw to the local sheriff. Well, he scoffed at their story. He also accused the men of murdering Travis and then hiding the body.
That boy's out here. I want to find him.
We became murder suspect probably by the afternoon of the first day of the search.
He even ordered the men to undergo a lie detector test with the Department of Public Safety polygraph expert, Cy Gilson.
The tests were conclusive that there was no murder, and they all showed truthful tendencies as far as the charge are concerned, that they did in fact see something they believed had been a UFO.
Then, 5 days later, Travis is found in his same clothes at this Heber phone booth. The murder charges are dropped, but this story is far from over. Pretty wild, huh? Tomorrow night, what happened to the men after Travis was found and what's been going on in their lives after the past 21 years. And I tell you, I'm not the kind of person that believed in this stuff before I started doing this story. And I went up in there and hung out with those guys for a night. And there's no doubt in my mind that they believe it happened. And it just kind of makes you think about it, I think.
Yeah, and did the authorities ever rationalize what happened or come up with any theory as to?
No, because, you know, they thought they were murder suspects there for a little while, and it turns out they weren't murder suspects because there was no body. Travis shows up 5 days later, remembers all these things. They pass all the lie detector tests, and it's.
So then they just say they made it up.
Actually, about half the town believes him, about half the town doesn't believe him, and that's something we'll explore tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But first, we got to get to your weather forecast. Plus, a look at the flooding in the West Bank. High waters are leaving many people stranded there.
Al and Peg and the Bundy kids have reason to celebrate tonight. Find out what's going on. That story later on Fox 10 News. Stay with us.